Secret that millionaires and billionaires know. Brian Tracy. You eventually get the same outcome they accomplish if you copy what other successful individuals do. Don't let it stop you, which is why I'm saying that to you. Don't allow any past experiences to limit your potential, since there are thousands of people who have endured worse than you could ever imagine and have gone on to achieve great things. Success, in our opinion, is not accidental. Failure doesn't just happen, success leaves its mark. So, no matter where you start, if you simply follow in the footsteps of past successful people, you will ultimately arrive at their destination. The two things we need most to feel in control of our life, and that things are happening for a reason, a sense of control and coherence, a sense that things make sense, are the two things that are most crucial for happiness and health. I was shocked to learn that the law of cause and effect explains everything I have. By the way, one thing I discovered is that becoming a self-made millionaire is not the most essential thing. The person you must become in order to become a self-made millionaire must be completely different from who you are now. One of my friends remarked that in order to become someone you have never been before, in order to achieve something you have never achieved before. And this is a really crucial realization. The inner qualities you must cultivate in order to become a self-made millionaire are amazing traits that make you a much better person overall. These traits not only improve your character, resolve, discipline, decision-making, strength, etc., but they also significantly broaden your character. Through my entire life, there have only been two keys to success, and I'll explain what they are to you. First, he advised, identify your particular goals, establish them in writing, and develop a strategy to reach them. The second step is to decide how much you will have to pay for it, and then make the commitment to do so. To achieve, you need two forms of courage. The ability to start is the first kind of courage. It takes guts to try something new without assurances of success. It was once remarked that nothing would ever get done unless all barriers were eliminated first. Therefore, successful people are prepared to consider, plan, decide, and then act, without assurances. It's the capacity to force oneself to act against your will at the appropriate time, regardless of how compelled you may feel. The capacity to compel oneself to do what you know you should do is a trait of self-discipline that will make you very successful. And now for the amazing finding. This tenacity is an example of self-control in action. Each time you persevere, you develop discipline. Every time you exercise self-control, you increase your capacity for perseverance, and the two are correlated with your sense of worth. Therefore, the more you try, the more you like who you are. And the more discipline you possess, the more you enjoy yourself. And the more discipline you possess, the more you enjoy yourself. And the more self-control you have in practice, the more you like yourself as a result, the more persistence you have. And finally, you get on an upward spiral, but you become completely unstoppable. As you move on, each step makes you stronger and stronger until you reach the realization that you can do the task at hand and that nothing in the world can stop you. When someone decides they want something, they won't stop until they get it, until someone finally says, "I know one thing about him, I know one thing about her, you cannot stop him or her." And once you have that quality, nothing will be beyond your power. In the coming years, more people will earn more money than at any other time in human history. 19 was the year. In America, there were 5,000 millionaires. There were 5 million millionaires in 2000, which is an increase of 1,000 times. In 2001 and 2, there was a leveling off. The number of millionaires in America has increased by 33% during the past 2 years, reaching 8.2 million. And almost all of them are self-made, meaning they didn't start out with a pot to put their wares in or a window to throw them out of. And in just one generation, they succeeded. The Walton family, Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and Michael Dell are all first-generation multi-billionaires when it comes to the wealthiest persons in America today. Our $12 trillion economy is currently expanding at a rate of $500 to $600 billion annually. And someone's fingers are moving all that money. It is your responsibility to see that it passes through yours. Some of it even sticks. Is that a suitable objective for today? and it's my responsibility to teach you how. The good news is that every solution has been discovered. Self-Made Millionaires has been well researched. They have undergone analysis and millions, if not hundreds of thousands of interviews. And we are well aware of who they are, what they do, how they think, what makes them tick, the choices they make, and the things they do and don't do. And the best part is that you emulate other prosperous people. In the end, you experience the same outcome that they do. Some people now claim, well, I didn't start off with any money. I don't have any money, Anna. I'll now connect to the ground. Nobody has any cash on hand. Most people become financially unstable in their 40s and 50s. Therefore, if you're in debt right now, you're just one of the gang. Do you continue to be that, is the sole query. And no, that's the solution. Now, I came from extremely humble beginnings when I first started in this field many years ago. Although I placed in the bottom half of my class and did not graduate from high school, the top half is still conceivable. Without a good education, you won't succeed in life. Without good grades, you won't land a good job. Without attending college, you won't succeed, and so forth. And I held this belief for a very long time, up until I discovered the millions, hundreds of thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of people who dropped out of high school and went on to become millionaires and billionaires. By the way, I'm telling you that to encourage you not to let anything stop you. Don't allow any past experiences limit your potential, because hundreds of thousands of people, many of whom have endured tragedies far greater than your own, have gone on to do great things. I thus took up manual labor tasks. I spent numerous years putting nuts and bolts on things all day long while working in factories, farms, and construction. And one day, feeling frustrated, I started to wonder, why are some people more successful than others? There is a verse in the Bible that states, "Seek and ye shall find, and ask, and it shall be given you." I started asking other successful individuals what they were doing differently for me, and they told me. I followed their advice, and the results were better. Like many of you, I entered the field of sales when I was unable to find work as a laborer. And I discovered that one of the people in my company makes 10 times as much in sales as the rest of the group combined. Additionally, he was offering the same goods to the same clients under the same circumstances, from the same location, and at the same price. Additionally, he was earning 10 times more than anyone else. I went to him and asked, "What are you doing differently for me?" He responded, and I followed his advice. The law of cause and effect is what I discovered, and it is what I learned that changed my life and got us to where we are now. The greatest, the big iron law of the cosmos, is the action and response of sowing and reaping. It asserts that everything occurs for a reason, and that there are no consequences without a cause, since we can always trace an effect back to its source. If you can describe an impact that you desire, you can trace it back and locate someone who previously did not have that effect. Then, find out what they did and do the same things. This is the cornerstone of all scientific research, medical research, marketing, and commerce. And gradually, you achieve the same outcomes. Success, in our opinion, is not accidental. Failure doesn't just happen. Success leaves its mark. Just listening to learning material as you drive around, it can totally profoundly change your life. Very, very important.